the heartbreak that changed everything, a tale of betrayal, loss, and rebirth. It was supposed to be the most romantic night of our lives. I had spent weeks preparing for this moment, envisioning how the evening would unfold. Our anniversary, a milestone that marked 5 beautiful years of marriage, was supposed to be full of love and affection. I had arranged the perfect dinner at our favorite restaurant, bought a beautiful bouquet of lilies, the flowers she adored, and reserved a private room with candlelit walls. Everything was perfect, or so I thought. Her name was Emily. She had the kind of beauty that made heads turn, with deep brown eyes that sparkled with intelligence and a smile that could light up a room. I met her at college, a chance encounter that turned into a whirlwind romance. We were inseparable from the start, bound by an intense connection that seemed to defy logic. We both loved adventure, laughter, and the simplicity of a quiet life. Together, we built a world that I believed would never fall apart. But as I walked through the door that night, I felt a strange unease. The house was quieter than usual, and I noticed a flicker of unease in the air. I called out her name, "Emily?" but there was no response. The only sound was the soft hum of the refrigerator and the faint scent of roses that lingered in the air. It was almost as though she was waiting for me, expecting something. But what? I made my way into the living room, and that's when I saw it. The room was dimly lit, with soft music playing in the background. The roses were arranged neatly on a table, and beside them lay a small envelope. My heart skipped a beat. What was going on? Confused but intrigued, I walked over to the table and picked up the envelope. My fingers trembled as I opened it. The letter inside wasn't one of love or celebration, but one that would change everything. The words, written in Emily's elegant handwriting, seemed to be taunting me. "I've been thinking about this for a while, and I know it's going to hurt you, but I need to be honest. I want us to open our marriage. I want to explore other relationships, with your knowledge, and I want us to grow together in new ways. This isn't about you. It's about me needing to break free." I froze. Was this a joke? Was this some kind of test? I could feel my heart pounding in my chest as a wave of confusion and anger rushed through me. Emily, my loving wife, the woman I had spent years building a life with, wanted to turn our marriage into something open. It didn't make sense. This was not the woman I knew. I turned around, scanning the room for her, and that's when I saw her standing in the doorway. Emily's eyes avoided mine, and her posture seemed different, fragile, almost afraid. My mind raced as I tried to make sense of the words on the paper. "Emily," I said, my voice trembling. "What is this? What are you talking about?" She stepped forward slowly, as though each step was calculated. Her voice, when she spoke, was soft, almost apologetic. "I didn't want to hurt you, but I've been feeling something for a long time now. I need space to grow, and I don't think I can do that within the boundaries of a traditional marriage. I need to experience new things, and I want you to be a part of that, if you're willing." I couldn't breathe. The weight of her words hung heavily in the air. I had always thought of us as a team, partners in everything we did. But this felt like a betrayal, a deep wound that cut through the very core of our relationship. "Is this because of me?" I asked, the question slipping out before I could stop it. "Is there something I did wrong? Do you not love me anymore?" Tears welled up in her eyes. "No, it's not about you. It's just something I need for myself. It's not about love, it's about my personal growth. I thought we could do it together." I wanted to scream, to tell her how this wasn't just a request, it was an ultimatum. But I didn't. I stood there, frozen, as the woman I loved revealed a part of herself I never knew existed. Over the next few days, I tried to make sense of it all. I spent sleepless nights questioning everything. How could someone I thought I knew so well want something so foreign, so completely out of left field? Was our relationship a lie? Were there signs I had missed? I asked Emily over and over again, trying to understand her point of view. We had long conversations, but each one left me more confused than before. She was adamant, explaining how she had always felt confined by traditional expectations. She spoke of her desire for freedom, for exploration, and for discovering who she was outside the confines of our marriage. But no matter how much I listened, I couldn't understand why this had to be the solution. Why couldn't we work through things together without tearing apart everything we had built? The emotional toll of these conversations began to wear me down. I found myself second-guessing every interaction we had ever shared. Had I been blind to the signs? Was I so wrapped up in my own expectations that I failed to see the cracks in our relationship? The more I questioned, the more I doubted myself. After weeks of turmoil, we made the difficult decision to seek therapy. We sat across from a counselor, hoping for guidance, but it became clear that Emily's mind was made up. She wanted something different, something that I couldn't give her. And no matter how hard I tried to convince her that we could work through this, the walls between us grew higher. The reality set in. This wasn't just a difference of opinion. It was a fundamental shift in what we both wanted out of life. I had hoped that time would heal the rift, that we could find a compromise. But as the months went on, I realized I couldn't be in a relationship that no longer felt like home. I couldn't be in a marriage where trust was replaced by uncertainty, where the love we shared was overshadowed by a need for something more. And so, we made the decision to part ways. It wasn't easy. It wasn't clean. There were tears, there were arguments, and there was an overwhelming sense of loss. But in the end, I knew it was the right decision for both of us. Emily and I were no longer the same people we had been when we first met. Our paths had diverged, and as much as I loved her, I couldn't continue down a road that felt like it was leading me to an unknown destination. The divorce was final, and as the months went by, I began to rebuild my life. I spent time rediscovering myself, focusing on my own growth. It was painful, but it was necessary. I learned that self-love and independence were just as important as the love I had for others. I spent time with friends, traveled to places I had always dreamed of, and rediscovered my passions. Slowly but surely, the pain began to fade, replaced by a sense of peace I hadn't felt in years. As for Emily, I hoped she found the freedom she was searching for. We never spoke after the divorce. I don't know what she's doing now, or if she's found what she was looking for. But I've come to accept that some people come into our lives for a season, and that season was over. I don't regret the love we shared, but I am grateful for the lessons I learned along the way. In the end, I learned that sometimes love isn't enough. Sometimes, two people can grow in different directions, and that's okay. It doesn't mean that one person is right and the other is wrong. It just means that life has different plans for each of us. Thanks for watching. Please share your thoughts in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel for more heartfelt stories, insights, and journeys through love, loss, and growth.